So let's use the Ungar caster here. Wait for the Melnorme to come up over there. I can go towards them. There they are.
Welcome back, Captain. You are our favorite customer. Now, what can we do for you today?
I would like to sell some items.
What would you like to sell, Captain?
I have some data on alien life forms.
The 503 units of biological data we downloaded from your ship earn you 1,006 credits.
That is quite a lot, so I would like to make some purchases.
What trade items would you like to buy today?
Now, if you can tell me about Illa, that would be useful, so I will buy information.
How wonderful, Captain.
And I will buy information on alien races.
Like you Earthlings, when the war with the Ur-Quan was lost, the Cyrene chose to be slave-shielded. Their new world is at Betelgeuse. The Cyrene starbase is crewed by the starship commanders and crew who were decommissioned at the end of the war. Though the Cyrene hate the Ur-Quan with a vengeance, they are unlikely to offer you assistance unless you reveal to them the truth behind the tragedy of their original homeworld, Syra, which was destroyed by the birth of a Mycon Deep child a century ago.
Well, I already knew about that. It reminded me that I should go back to Betelgeuse at some point to conclude my alliance with the Cyrene now that we've attacked the Mycon, but it's not what I want right now. What else can you tell me about alien races?
When the Ur-Quan entered Gamma Serpentis, the home star of the Yehat, their queen made a sudden change of allegiance and allied with the Ur-Quan hierarchy. They became Ur-Quan combat thralls. This act was viewed by most Yehat starship officers as ultimately dishonorable, the desperate act of a corrupt regent to maintain her throne. The Yehat shame was greatly magnified by the Shofixti's show of courage when they destroyed their own star system to slow down the Ur-Quan armada. Captain, you have heard all that we have to say about aliens indigenous to this region. Should we learn more in the near future, we shall be certain to sell it to you.
Again, some useful information. I should probably go and speak to the Yehat again now that the Shofixti have returned and I actually have one of them in my fleet. I should probably go and tell them this and see if that changes their mind about not helping me. So, you can't tell me anything useful about Illa, so can you sell me any more useful technology?
What else would you like to buy?
Technology.
The technology we are now offering is everything you need to know to assemble modifications to your planet landers, which make them resistant to planetary hotspots.
I'll buy that.
With these new ablative plasma heat shields, your crew will be substantially safer on hot worlds. But like all our lander modifications, this protection is not perfect, so remain cautious. Since the changes to your landers are straightforward, your landers should be fitted with the heat shields by the time you return to your ship. The technology we are now offering is plans for building Hellbore cannons, a weapon much more destructive than a simple blaster.
They also sound useful, I'll buy them.
Captain, just a suggestion. Hellbore cannons are energy gulpers. So unless you want to have a long delay between shots, I would suggest you add dynamos or even Shiva furnaces to your ship. The technology we are now offering includes details on how to develop Shiva furnace modules, which generate energy for your combat batteries twice as fast as your standard dynamos.
Well, as you have advised that I should have some of these if I'm using the new Hellbore cannons, I will buy this.
I am certain you will appreciate this new module, Captain. With it, you should be able to destroy and devastate twice as fast as before. Commander, that is the limit of the new technology we can offer you. If I may say so, you have been an excellent customer. Thank you.
Well, that is that, so I still have quite a few credits. So I'm going to buy some more information. What else can you tell me?
How wonderful, Captain.
Let's start with current events. See if there's anything there that I don't already know.
As you are probably aware, Ur-Quan starships, you call them dreadnoughts, I believe, possess effective self-annihilation circuits, which prevent other races from reverse engineering Ur-Quan technological secrets. However, we have become aware of a shipwrecked dreadnought which has remained largely intact. You will find the remains of the ship on the surface of a blue world orbiting Alpha Pavonis. We suspect you will find at least one item of interest there, possibly two.
Well, I have already been there. That is where I got the warp pod that the Avilu used to build my portal spawner. So what else can you tell me?
You may have noticed the presence of an increasingly large number of red probe vessels, which move with great speed and attack relentlessly. We are sorry to say that this is our catalog item 2418B. Do not blame us. We are not responsible for this violent folly. The product is not being used in a correct manner. Should you wish to confront the actual wrongdoers, we suggest you search the planets in Beta Corby for the probe's owners.
Well, I've already gone and talked to the Sly Landvote as well, and it seems that they have done something, because I haven't seen any probes for a while, so anything else?
Not more than 50 years ago, the Druge were informed by the now extinct Pervixes race of a powerful alien nation called the Utwig. The Utwig, the Pervixes explained, were pleasant, sophisticated creatures, but they were also terminally depressed and often spoke about ending their lives by activating a super weapon, some kind of gigantic bomb, which they had found on one of their worlds, Zeta Hyades 6b, I think it was. The Druge recognized the description of the bomb as a precursor planetary tool, which indeed was an explosive device of unrivaled power, and they set out to make it their own. Though the revolting, criminal, insidious Druge rarely leave their sphere of influence, it encompasses Algol, Almagas, and the Persei stars. They made a special trip on this occasion to the Aquarii constellation, where they made contact with the Utwig. There is a device commonly known as the Ur-Quan. Is it now in your possession? Ah, I see. The Druge sold this device to the Utwig, explaining that it was a precursor personal magnifier, which would enrich the lives of their entire culture in too many ways to describe specifically. The Utwig, I am sorry to say, fell for the Druge's foul ruse and snapped up the Ur-Quan immediately. Fortunately for us all, the Ur-Twig did not pay the Druzh's requested price, the super bomb, and instead gave him a collection of historical oddments and genuine artifacts, which to this day the Druze are trying to unload on unwary buyers.
Well, I knew all of that as well. I suspect I know everything you're going to tell me about current events by now.
The Ur-Twig, who live in the Aquarii constellation, have grown very depressed of late. They accidentally broke the supposed Ur-Quan sold to them by the felonious Druze. As a consequence, they are morose and melancholic, and will probably be unwilling to help you fight the Ur-Quan. If you wish to gain them as allies, we recommend that you acquire the broken Ur-Quan, as if it ever worked, and find some suitable replacement parts. Our information indicates that you could find these items in 3 different places. A rosy sphere at the Druze trade world, an aqua helix somewhere in Thredash space, and a clear spindle, which is currently in the possession of the Pekunk. Captain, that was the last current event we have for sale.
And as I suspected, there was nothing there that I did not already know. So please sell us historical information instead.
Just over 20,000 years ago, when your ancestors were learning to chart the course of the moon and stars on animal horns, the sentient milieu spanned 500 light years and included the membership of 100 worlds. Like all other star travelers, they had discovered ruins and relics of a far more ancient culture, which your species calls the precursors. Explorers from many species spent their lives trying to piece together this ancient mystery, but of all races, the Ur-Quan were the most bold adventurers. Their scouts, flying single ships, penetrated far into uncharted space and landed a million worlds. On one such mission, a young Ur-Quan made planetfall on a small, life-bearing alien world to identify some anomalous energy readings, occasionally a sign of precursor installations. Instead, the Ur-Quan found a small, hideous creature, a Dinyari. Before the scout was able to defend itself, the Dinyari creature took control of the Ur-Quan's mind and commanded the scout to place the Dinyari aboard the Ur-Quan's ship, along with hundreds of its evil brood. Then, the Ur-Quan returned to the heart of the milieu, landing on its capital planet. Within hours, every resident of the planet was a Dinyari slave. Within a month, Dinyari compelled starships and spread the evil, psychic creatures across the entire milieu.
Well, this is a story I also already know, but it would be useful to hear the rest of it from someone who isn't an Ur-Quan, so carry on.
Unfortunately, this purchase requires 8 additional credits.
Okay, I will have to go away and come back later for the rest of this story.
What
Bye.
else would you like to buy?
Nothing, I shall be leaving now.
It has been a pleasure dealing with you, Captain. We look forward to your next visit.
Well, that did not tell me what I wanted to know, but it did give me something useful, which was the extra technology that I have bought from the Melnorme, so I'm going to go back to Sol now, I'm going to see what I can do about replacing the modules in my ship with the more powerful Hellbore cannons and the Shiva furnaces in place of my dynamos. So, first, has there been any news in the last couple of days?
Captain, I'm glad you made it back in one piece.
Sounds like no.
Goodbye, Captain.
So I shall go in and I shall refuel my ship and refit it a bit, and then I will come back and restart the recording.